Hey there, thanks for tuning in. Great Basin Prospecting here, your one-stop shop for non-stop rocks. We have the top 7 rock cuts of the week. Here's a quick look at the rocks that we'll be checking out. As you can see, we've got a lot of really cool ones. Using a new camera this week, so should have some really nice close-ups and videos. Welcome back to all the current subscribers. Thank you so much. Make sure to let me know your favorites down in the comments, and if you're new to the channel, welcome. Okay. So first up, we've got this rock. So this one I actually cut in 2 spots because 1, it was a big rock, and 2, as you can see, the pattern on it is just really cool. So from the outside, we have extensive red and white and pink banding and patterns that's going on. There's a little bit of yellow there, and then we get to this face, which has been exposed a little, and we can see there's maybe even a little bit of blue and just some more interesting looking patterns going on. So let's take a look at the inside, and that is gorgeous. So this is a Nevada Wonderstone, but this is a very unique one. So we see we've got a little blue lake there amidst the yellow and the red and white and pink banding, and just gorgeous banding in that center section. And then the red and white and pink patterns we saw from the outside are really visible on the upper left-hand side of the rock. And this is the other half of the rock, the other cut. And this one, as you can see, is almost all that red and white. And then we have some really cool banding that's going on down in the left-hand corner of this rock. Just really pretty, a really beautiful and unique one. Okay, let's check out this rock. So from the outside, we can see there's some interesting banding and coloration going on. We have what looks like black and crystal, and then bright red that is also present there. When we get to this face, we can see a lot more of what looks like white or clear crystal, and then some more of that black banding. And again, some more of that red coloration, which is probably iron staining that we have here. And it'll be interesting to see how this carries through to the inside of the rock. And that is really nice. Wow. So let's let that focus there. Here we go. So this is a Jasp Agate or a Jasper Agate mix. The red iron staining we can see has really come in vibrantly in that lake there towards the center, and then some of the veins on the other portion of the rock as well. And we can see some of the clear and white crystal areas mostly towards the center, and then some of that kind of interesting black banding going on towards the right-hand side of this rock. Something about the right-hand part of the rock looks almost sedimentary to me, but really interesting one. Okay, let's check out this rock. So from the outside, you can see we've got a very different kind of color scheme going on here than we usually find. We have light gray to white, a little bit of a desert patina on this side here, and then the gray-white kind of gives way to a bluish green, very light colored, but we can see that on this portion of the rock here. And there's what looks like some interesting banding going on. So I was really curious how the inside would look, and that is really beautiful. Wow. So I called this a landscape jasper. I think that the blue portion of it, or the bluish portion, is actually a bit translucent, so maybe not totally a true jasper. And we can see some really nice banding that's going on in all of the rock actually, but it's most visible in the darker part because we can see some of the color gradients there. But in the white part, there's also some interesting stuff going on, a lot of layers and bands, and then we even have a little blue half eye that's formed there. Really cool. Okay, let's check out this rock. So from the outside, we can see some pinks and white and yellow or orange. We have a little bit of caliche there. And what was interesting to me about this, aside from the Wonderstone colors, was that it looked like it formed a little bit differently than some of the other rocks that I find. This little portion here that's fractured, you can see what looks like air bubbles almost in the way that they're shaped, but I'm not sure what that is. And here's a look at the inside, and that is really cool. So we do have really classic Wonderstone banding in the red, orange, pink around the perimeter. And the middle is mostly a pink with some interesting cavities that we can see that look like they may have some sort of crystallization that's going on in them. And then some iron staining almost is what it looks like, but the way that the banding has swirled in there is really unique. All right, let's check out this rock. So from the outside, right away, light coloration. So mostly white and gray, definitely unusual for the area. When we get to this side, we see we've got some red that is maybe part of the rock. Maybe it is iron staining that is seeping in. That's my guess. We've got some tumble marks all over the rock, so it's definitely been beat up over time quite a bit. Let's go ahead and take a look at the inside, and that is really interesting. So that is much darker on the inside than I thought it would. It almost looks like a petrified wood, except there's just a lot of stuff going on the inside there with the dark shapes and the banding. I haven't really seen one that looks like this before. This is really interesting. Let me know what you think down in the comments, but as we're looking at it closer here, it does kind of look like a wood grain to me. I'm not sure what all else is going on in there, but really cool. Okay, let's check out this rock. So from the outside, we can see some nice kind of pink, peachy, orange coloration going on, some much darker red to black desert patina on that side that we were just looking at. And then as we get to this side, we can see some more lighter colored orange to peachy. So let's check out what the inside looks like. And that is a little bit of a surprise to me. So I thought that this would probably be more of a classic Wonderstone. And we have a little bit of those colors going on towards the inside edge that we were just looking at. But the rest of it looks almost like a Brecciated Rhyolite, which is what I think it is. It gets into Wonderstone, especially on this half. You can see some of the soft pinks, yellows, and oranges. Really pretty. All right, let's check out this rock. So from the outside, we can see we have a greenish color going on, and then that's been turned to a brownish color here with some desert staining going on. But mostly we can see that it's a greenish to lightish coloration. So let's go ahead and take a look at this one on the inside. And that is really nice. So this is definitely a minty green conglomerate that we have here. I found some other pieces from this same flow, and this one has really small, almost specks that are in it from other rocks and minerals that we can see here. All different colors, but mostly really small, and the material is really primarily that green to lightish green color that we can see, but a really pretty one. And that's it for this week. Thanks so much for tuning in. Please make sure to let me know what you think down in the comments and give the video a like. Thanks again to all the current subscribers. And if you made it this far and you're not subscribed yet, please subscribe to the channel to see more videos like this one. And I will see you all next week.